Hi, my name is Tiffany, and I have been putting off making this video because I never made videos before or really do social media, but there's something that I've been dealing with for the past going on a month and 2 weeks that completely shook my life upside down and completely changed me. And that was on February 28th. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and I didn't know why I was awake, but I was tossing and turning, trying to figure it out, and then that's when I realized that I can actually hear a foreign sound in my left ear, in my head, that I've never heard before, and it was like a high-pitched static of an old TV, like after you turned off an old TV, and the static sound would just be there for a second. It was like that, except it was in my left ear and in my head, that side of my head. So, I'm the kind of person that I have high anxiety for a lot of things in life, but this actually threw me into a complete manic episode. When I mean in a manic episode, I mean manic episodes, because today I actually felt, and I actually do kind of still, I'm battling that feeling of mania. But when it first happened, I was, I'm nearly hyperventilating. I was vomiting. I was in a really dark place. I still am in a very, very dark place because this is a whole journey and one that I wasn't anticipating really taking in my life. So I figured I would try making a video documenting kind of what happened to me, and maybe this will make me feel better and also help me connect with some other people that may have experienced this, and is also struggling as well. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to open this up for any toxicity in the way that, we start to kind of catastrophize it, which is something that I've been doing, unfortunately. It's something that, I can't really control that well when it comes to my overthinking and my ruminating and catastrophizing all of this. So, because of this, I went to go see, well, first I made an appointment with my primary right away, as fast as I could. However, that's super long. In my area, you don't really get appointments with your primary right away. So I had to wait like 3 weeks before seeing a primary, but before that time I got to see a psychiatrist who actually diagnosed me with bipolar 1 and PTSD. Not PTSD from this situation alone, but just PTSD that I've already had. But what I do know is that this is a massive vicious cycle, because for me, I can't just let it go, unfortunately. I wish I could. I spoke with an ENT actually yesterday. It was the first time I saw an ENT about it, and my hearing is normal. I don't have any hearing loss or anything, no fluids behind any structure or anything like that. So, and I spoke with him, and I was like, so now what? And he actually has tinnitus as well. So when he told me that, I hadn't met another person that I've known that had tinnitus. So I asked him, and he said, well, I just ignore it and it fades into the back. And he says he lives a normal life with the exception of sleeping with classical music on or not being able to be in a room with silence. And for me, that's something that's very hard, because I very much, before all this started happening, I very much loved to just fall asleep. And I would do that in a silent room. That was something that napping, bed rot, as, us young women like to say, was something that I did quite frequently, and it was something that I did to relax. However, with the mania and the manic episodes, sleep doesn't, I haven't napped since before that day. Like during the day, there's no way that I can just fall asleep. I'm literally on medications that will help me sleep. However, the last few days it really hasn't been as effective as it was the first couple weeks. So yeah, I just wanted to post this and just kind of start this video as like my journey, because I'm hoping to get better, and I'm going to post as I go along to kind of show that there's hope. I did want to say that this morning when I woke up, it did seem almost like it was gone, but I think that could also be me dealing with the mental illness that I have as well, focusing more on the mental illness aspect. And it's very difficult because there's really no one thing I could point to that was the main reason why this happened to me. So I can't really say, oh, I went to a concert and I had ringing in my ears that didn't go away. It wasn't something like that. It was just something that kind of happened. It could have been a concoction of things, if I'm honest. I've been dealing with a lot of stress in my life. I've always dealt with stress, but my grandfather passed a few months prior to this, and I have a really high stress job, so them adding more onto my job was already stressing me out before this happened. And then also I was trying to get back onto some antidepressant medications that I wasn't taking for a while, and it could have been that. It could have been the day before I was listening to my headphones really loud, trying to de-stress from work. However, I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the headphones, because this happened later the next morning. It didn't happen right away or anything. It could have been a concoction of who knows what. Anyway, there's really no point in dwelling on that, because you can't change the past, and even though for somebody in my situation, it's so easy to feel like this is my fault, like somehow I caused this. However, that's just ridiculous to think about. Nobody would ever intentionally cause something like this to happen. But yeah, I know that this video might be pretty long, so if you stuck around this far, I appreciate you. Definitely leave a comment about your experience, but please don't leave comments, catastrophizing it, as hard as that may be for some people. I can't take it, and I know that some other people that experience this also won't benefit from that. Right now, we just really need positivity, and we need success stories, honestly, of people telling us that they live normal lives and that they were able to habituate to this, essentially just drown it into the background and live a normal life. And that's what I've been like scouring the internet for, honestly, are like success stories and people who've gotten out of this hole, because it's a very deep hole once you're in there. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much, so I will leave it here. And if you have any questions, or if you'd like to share any inspiration or any support for people in this community that deal with this, that'd be really amazing. So thank you for your time.